Hey, you guys. I'll be doing a tasting this coming Friday with the ladies of the Black Tea. They have a podcast and they discuss several different things. And they have seen me on my YouTube and they saw me on Facebook. And so they were interested in having me host a tasting for some of their guests. So the flight that I will be doing is called The Spectrum of Style through the Boisset Collections. And it consists of a flight, in case you didn't know. A flight is when you have at least two or more wines, bottles of wine, in a tasting at one time. It can be all bubbles, it can be all white, all red, or it can be a combination. It could be all sweet. It depends on the individual and what their taste buds are, or what their individual is looking for. But I'm excited. This is going to be cool. This is going to be cool. Just to remind you, I am an ambassador with Boisset Collections based out of Napa, Sonoma County. Originally, Boisset Collections, or Boisset himself, Mr. Boisset, grew up in Burgundy, France, where his family has a very successful wine tasting, or excuse me, a wine industry going on over there. And so as he got older, became an adult, he wanted to extend the Burgundy experience to California into the Napa, Sonoma County areas. So, and I've been involved as at-home ambassador, wine ambassador for at-home wine tastings. I've been doing it for a few years, and I enjoy it. I get to meet some nice people, taste some really good wines, and just really get to enjoy the wine industry and the ambiance. And so what we'll be tasting in this case will be a combination flight as far as flavors. And this flight is the Spectrum of Style experience, which is going to focus on 5 different tastes of vivacious, voluptuous, elegant, sensual, and powerful wines. Yes, it will be 6 bottles, but you'll get that 5 different tastes sort of thing. Sip of water. Yes, I know, you're surprised. I'm drinking water. No, I have no rights to Crystal other than drinking it. So, but I will tell you, it's going to be a very nice event. I'm very excited. The ladies are very excited. And we're going to go from there. But I will tell you what we will be serving, the individual wines that I'll be serving. To start off with, always start your tasting. If you have a nice tasting event, you always start with bubbles. In this case, it will be the Haute Couture. It is the Haute Couture French Bubbles Blanc. So it's a white. And it's very dry, so it'll be more like a brut sort of thing. And so when you're having a tasting, especially if you're going to have several different wines, you're going to have the bubbles to help get your palate opened up and your taste buds going and being ready to receive the wines as they come through. And just to remind you, when you're doing a tasting, especially if you have a flight, and if it has several different wine flavors, tastes, you want to have the flights go from the lightest taste to the heaviest taste, and or the lightest color to the darkest color. And you want to do that so that you give yourself or your taste buds a chance to totally enjoy the wines as you're sipping to go through the flight or the tasting experience, versus if you have something that's very strong first, and then like a red, of course, a heavy red, and then you come to, let's say, a white wine like a Chardonnay. The Chardonnay, you're still going to have a little bit of that taste from the heavier wine. Let's say if it's a Merlot. You may still have some of that Merlot taste on your palate, so you won't be able to properly enjoy and experience the white wine like you should. Okay, so keep that in mind. So after I have the white wine, or excuse me, the bubbles, the next thing in this flight we're going to have is, and like I said, this is a vivacious, voluptuous, elegant, and sensual power. So this is a color-coded wine navigation system, which is going to make sense of wines, complexity of sorting the wines by flavor and therefore food pairing experiences. So in other words, these wines that I'm going to be presenting to these ladies are going to be geared for wine pairing experiences. Not to say that other wines that I've talked about in the past or any flights that I may have discussed in the past do not reflect that. But in this case, we're going to do, considering the pairing. And when I do have the event, we will be having foods to pair with the wines. So it just won't be the wine itself. There will be something to go along with each wine so that you get the full experience of what the wine is, how it's going to compare where you have it with by itself versus with something that it complements the wine. I hope that makes sense versus blah blah blah. So the first wine that I'm going to present, and the first two wines are curated wines, which means these wines are not, is there another one that's curated? Let me make sure. Got to get myself together. The wines, it means they're curated wines, meaning the only way that you can purchase the wine is through an ambassador like myself. So if you're looking at this, watching this, and if you have come across any other Boisset Collection ambassadors, reach out to them. If you see some of these wines and you realize, hey, I saw Don Tony talking about a wine, a curated wine, and I can only purchase it through you. So I'm interested. Can I do that? So in other words, the curated wines you will not find at the tasting rooms. You will not find at the restaurants. Maybe at a restaurant. But you won't be able to purchase it at the tasting room or on the website. I'm sorry, let me back up. You can get it on the website, but you have to get it through me or another ambassador. I hope that makes sense. So the first one we're going to discuss is the Pinot Noir. It is a 2021 Pinot Noir, Rosé of Pinot Noir. It is a Sonoma Coast, Sonoma County wine. So this is what we're going to be drinking first. Nice and pretty. So since this is first in the lineup, then it means it's going to be a lot lighter than the next one. And usually, and I'll show you, the next one is a Raymond. It is a 2021 Sauvignon Blanc. And you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute. If we're going to go in succession, you have the Rosé first, and then this. Isn't this going to be heavier than this? Not necessarily, because with the lineup the way we have it, this will be lighter on your palate. Chilled, of course, served chilled. And then you will have this. This will be, excuse me, this will have a little bit more structure to it. A little bit more weight, a little bit flavor to it. So it's going to lead up to the next thing. So if you couldn't see it, and this is a curated symbol on the stamp on the bottle. So that lets you know that it is a wine that you can only purchase through the ambassador. Okay? And then the next one we're going to do is, this is very interesting. Very interesting. You like the artwork. This is part of the Alchemy of Senses. And this is the Alchemy of Dreams specifically is what this is. And this is a 2019 Chardonnay. And this Chardonnay is, I'll have to say, I must say, I've had it and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. This one is not a curated. This one can be purchased. You might see it in the tasting rooms. So this is something you might be interested in. Okay. And it's very good. Very nice. And the next one we're going to do, it is, okay, let me back up. Let me give you a little bit of information on this. So on the back of the bottle, because I'll be honest, I did not print out my information today. So we're going to do this as if we were a tasting room, okay? Or at the tasting itself. It says, in dreams, we are possessed of an alternative vision of reality through alchemy. Through alchemy, we transform. The alchemy of dreams is therefore the transformation of the unseen in the real and the spark of the life within. Excuse me, I apologize. Within. With wine, transform the vessel of the grape into the liquid that fills our glass, as we see the magical power of alchemy, where grapes are converted into new state wine that itself elicits dreams, a surreal state in between worlds. The alchemy of dreams is a creation brought to life, and so life it is. All our senses are captured through the dreams, the alchemy of dreams, and our senses filled to a new dimension as we create our own vision in the world to further dreams, emotions, creations, and transformations to alchemy. So kind of a otherworldly way of looking at things. But yes, this is some of his art. This is some of what he does, Jean-Charles. And also, I don't know if you can see this necklace. It's a butterfly that he has. He will put up. He will draw different images, and he will send it to a jewelry maker or artist, and they will come up with a concept for him in 3D. So I don't know if you can see it. Nice, pretty. It's got purple, it's got pink, a little turquoise, and I don't know if the wings can move, and you can wear it as a necklace, or you can wear it as a brooch. But today I thought I'd wear it as a necklace, and it slid down. You know how it is. So the next wine we're going to do when we have this tasting is the Wattle Creek 2021 Pinot Noir. This will be the next one. And trying to think, have I had this one? I think I've had this one. And you know what? I'm not going to say if I did, because I can't remember. If I can't remember, then I most not have had this wine. So, but I'm looking forward to it. And just to let you guys know, even though when I do these tastings with you guys, even though I may have experienced some of the wines before, I still taste with you to tell you what I'm feeling when I'm tasting, and you also share with me what you're experiencing as far as your taste buds are accepting. Now, a new one that I have not, and I believe this one is a curated for sure. It is a new, relatively new, 2020 Evoluna. This wine, it is a Cabernet Sauvignon out of Mendocino. This wine was grown, the grapes were grown organically, sustainably. They're sustainably farmed, and there's no artificial colors. And it's all done through the moon. They do the, what's the word? Biodynamic, through the moon phase. So what he does is he likes to focus on the best times to plant the grapes and when to harvest the grapes, if that makes sense. As you're processing or as you're going through the growth, when to take the grapes down, harvest the grapes, and get them ready for wine making. So I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to this for sure. Cabernet Sauvignon. I do like Cabernet Sauvignon. Very nice. And then the last bottle, which I do love. A lot of people who know about this is the Sheriff. The Sheriff is out of Buena Vista, California. And it is a red wine. So it's a red blend. And this is a 2021. And this will be part of the, I would say, powerful. Because it's very powerful. But with it being powerful, it's not overwhelming. Not overwhelming at all. And I think that it's going to work out very nice. Very tasty. Very good. I'm gonna look forward to tasting this one. So there you have Buena Vista that's going to be represented. And you have Luna, so out of Mendocino. So she'll be represented. And then we have Luna. And then we'll have Wattle Creek. And Wattle Creek is in California, but it's, you know, I'll be honest, I forget where it is. And I know, I apologize. I don't know everything, even though I've been doing this for a while. I don't retain all the information, but it's very good. This will be in the lineup, like I said. And then we'll go to the Alchemy of Senses. That'll be there. And that is, like I said, the Sonoma Coast. And that is out of Sonoma. And then we're going to Raymond. He will be there. Not the singer, not Raymond Usher. Usher Raymond. You know, I need to go and have my own doggone wine. Ding, dang, dang. And this is 2021, just to remind you. And then to start off, the tasting for the guests will be the Deloach Rosé d'un Pinot Noir. And then to start the party as the guests come in, bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. So I'm looking forward to it. Hope I got my words together by then, but I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. Once I take care of what's going on with me, that's why I'm drinking so much water. Once I get it handled, I'll be good to go on Friday, and I'm going to have a good time. The guests will have a good time. I'm looking forward to the foods that they're having to pair with. That's going to be very enjoyable. And that's it. That's all. If you're interested in how much the flight is, this particular flight, like I said, it is Spectrum of Style Experience. It goes for $236. And just to remind us, so that's not counting the bubbles that I showed you. 6 different bottles. 6 different bottles. See? 6 different bottles. So, it's going to be a party. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a good party. Yes. I'm looking forward. So, Don Tony, Wine Wednesdays. If you like it, hit like, share it, and subscribe. Love you all. Cheers.